Todd Muller.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I rise to talk to the Parental Leave and Employment Protection 6 months paid leave amendment bill, third reading. Well, what an extraordinary process listening to Labor on this bill. Look, quite frankly, Mr Speaker, the Labor Party are all over the place. At question time over the last few weeks, all I have heard, particularly around questions to the Minister of Finance, is that we've borrowed too much to get through the tough years through the global financial crisis, that we should have been at surplus earlier, the inference being that we should have cut spending more aggressively than our measured approach. And now all I hear, particularly over the last 2 hours as we've discussed and debated this bill, is typical Labor: spend, spend, spend. Spend regardless of impact on the economy, spend regardless of impact on New Zealand families with higher interest rates, spend regardless of the fact that ultimately to pay for it you need to tax middle New Zealand and small business out of existence. Spend regardless of the fact that this government has done more for parents and children than any other government in recent memory, including on paid parental leave. And this obsession that somehow only the Labor Party has the moral high ground to hold a view on paid parental leave. Absolute nonsense. This party has campaigned for extending paid parental leave, and we got a huge endorsement from this country because of it. And what I have struggled to accept and watch on the other side of the House, particularly from the Labor Party, is an absolute, almost precious sense that unless their view of how paid parental leave should be applied, then therefore it doesn't matter, and therefore it doesn't count. Well, it does count. This party has promoted it, has got it through the last budget, and is delivering real value in terms of family support in this country. And it's not mean-spirited, far from the truth. This is a party that is committed to paid parental leave, has campaigned on it, and has delivered real outcomes for New Zealand. Spend, spend, spend. That's what we get from the Labor Party. Well, guess what? It's not yours to spend. You haven't earned it. The hard-working people of New Zealand have earned it, and they've afforded us the privilege to spend it on your behalf. And the government has said all along that we were prepared, as my good colleague has said earlier, and I think very effectively, that we are prepared to extend paid parental leave, but in a way that's affordable. And we could afford more when we could afford more, and we were very clear in Budget 2014 that over this financial year we would make some adjustments in that regard. Mr Speaker, this is a government that is focused on delivering a comprehensive package of practical measures. Practical measures that deliver real value to New Zealand families right here, right now. Not some utopian view that we can provide everything for everybody, but this is a package that delivers real value that we can talk to. We have lifted it to 16 weeks, and then we'll extend it beyond that to 18 weeks. For our young families, we've provided the opportunity to have free GP visits. I mean, this is real stuff. Okay, and when they get the extreme anger that we get expressed on the other side of the House because their particular view of paid parental leave doesn't progress, I think it's a nonsense. We can talk to a record that is very, very strong for families in this country, and within only a couple of months' time we'll be able to extend paid parental leave out to 16 weeks. And then, of course, next year from 1 April we'll extend it to 18 weeks. 18 weeks! This is not a government that's not supporting families. 18 weeks paid parental leave from next year. And we'll increase the parental tax credit by $70 a week to $220 a week. Oh, they smile and say, oh, that's not good enough, but that's real money in the pockets for families of New Zealand at a time we've got a whole lot of competing objectives. And we can, I think, quite confidently talk to this country about a record of achievement. And that is why, quite frankly, when we took this to the country, we got the result that we got last September. Thank you, Mr Speaker. I appreciate the opportunity to spend a few moments talking about why our approach is the right one and why I will vote against strongly the bill that's in front of us tonight.